What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of the Rakish Rovers. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name's Tom Quinn, resident dungeon master here at Modern Myth. But here's the real deal.
Thanks.
Here's these guys. Here's these guys. You know?
I feel great right now.
No, that was a self-deprecating.
They're like, here's these guys.
Thanks, man. Well, I mean, it was kind of that, but I mean, also it was pivoting for me to like, you know, if you're that, then what the hell am I?
Man.
What the hell am I? Thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate you guys jumping in. We are going to jump right back into it. But before we do...
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, man, we have been loving the community support here on Modern Myth. But have you hit that like button? Have you hit that subscribe button? Have you left a comment? Because we'd really appreciate it. It'd be really nice. I would appreciate it. And also, if you want to give us the sweet, sweet monies, we have a Patreon on patreon.com/modmyth. It's like, now I got it.
He's locked in. He's locked in. We hugely do hugely appreciate the support. And I want to give a special shout out, just because shout out to the K5K, because they've been just crushing it in the comments. Mm-hmm. They've been, I think, I want to say they're 6 episodes or so in on the Rovers, and I think they've been hitting every single one up, and I love hearing the Rovers comments. So
glad to have you on the journey.
Later, so let's see this one.
I hope you're still with us. But with that said, I think we can dive right back in, and where we left off last episode, the Rovers had met up with a contingent of allied snakemen, some of Siramal's faithful, who had been doing everything in their power to defend the complex, hold off Sirkar's forces, who had actively been assaulting the ziggurats and corrupting Siramal's sanctuary. They found a moment of respite, a long-awaited moment of respite. And unfortunately, it was cut a little short. Not so short as to deprive you of your beautiful short rest, but it was in the final moments of that rest that you felt the shift and shudder, the boom. Think original Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex and small cup of water, but way more awesome than that. Actually, that's pretty ballsy.
You painted the picture beautifully.
I will be leaning on nothing but Steven Spielberg's entries into the cinematography world. A shift and shudder, and as you rushed out, you could see the eyes wide, panic-stricken snakemen, many of Siramal's followers, gazing out to the horizon, miles and miles away, as you watch this massive footfall. And the realm shakes. You watch as another one. And with each one that hits, you can see kind of wisps of black energy. You can see kind of bits and pieces of the world kind of suspended, just slowly kind of drifting up and away, encased in the darkness that Sirkar has been imparting into this place. And in those final moments, an inquiry from the party, like, kind of, what the fuck is this? And the Seer turning back to you guys, his eyes wide, and he exclaims to you, "It's Sirkar. He is here." And in that moment, you see kind of 2 strikes to the chest and kind of drawing out the hooked glaive that you had seen with so many, albeit a fair bit more ornate, and you can see the small contingent that's with him immediately kind of pushing forward. You can see a number of them kind of begin spooling up strange arcane energy. You can see kind of a draw from the ground as it pushes not skyward, but kind of raising up as this kind of barrier in front of the group of snakemen. Another heavy footfall coming your direction, and you watch as a massive hand kind of just dipping out from the clouds that are now swirling, lightning crashing. You watch as it's kind of pushing down into that space, parting the black clouds, turning upwards, and as it closes into a fist, you watch as a tear kind of ripping towards the broader complex, not dissimilar from the decay of vegetation that you had seen earlier, just this kind of undoing of this place, and a swath maybe 15 or 20 feet wide by probably 2 miles at this point, kind of tearing along, and as it smashes into these barriers that have begun drawing up, you watch as a few of the snakemen collapsing off of their feet onto the ground, helping each other back up and kind of forcing back into incantation, more and more rushing out into the streets. And those with arcane abilities beginning to channel them defensively in this space. Others kind of, you can see, drawing bows, ranged weapons, a couple of fortifications higher up on the ziggurat. You can see kind of a stream of flame and lightning kind of coursing down, striking at the hand in a frighteningly ineffectual manner. There is a lull as the hand draws back up. You can see kind of chest heaving and pulling himself back to his feet. The seer turning back to you. Yeah, it's all that matters. Cleanse her! He turns back and kind of raising the glaive, charging forward. You can see about 30 or 40 other snakemen kind of rushing off in that direction. By all visual accounts, very, very likely to their death. There's just the scope and scale of this figure that is coming is frankly unimaginable.
And it's headed towards the ziggurat?
It has been thus far, yes.
The giant person?
Yep.
Okay. Sheer car. I'm gonna get
Pretty
names.
good. Pretty good.
Sheer car? Sheer Khan.
No.
Nope.
No,
No,
King of the Jungle.
It's getting worse.
It comes and goes. Yeah.
Would you say the hand was like a humanoid hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
So is there anything serpentine that we've seen thus far of Sirkar?
You have not. Albeit, I will say to your question of humanoid or not, that hand being the closest appendage that you've seen thus far, there is a stony sense to the hand.
Okay.
It does not seem to be that of flesh and
Okay.
blood.
All right.
But as you watch as it dips down, almost kind of statuesque, and closing up, you can hear kind of the crack and crumble of stone as you watch that torrent of energy rip its way into the pavilion. And from all around you, hundreds, maybe thousands of snakemen kind of pooling out, investing each of their unique skills in the defense of this place. And with that,
There it is. Has to be one in
The
episode.
inaugural.
Man, last time was brutal.
Rovers, I believe we need to head out.
Can we sneak past this sheer car? Person?
Can we just run because
Let's
I
just
don't
go.
sneak well?
Yeah, I think if everything else is hitting it, it's not going to care much about.
No, I
Four little
believe
ants.
we'll be lost in the
All right.
fray.
Let's run, and Aster will start running.
Side question: did we figure out which entry to get into when we discussed the map?
Aster.
Aster.
You would go on the one that makes most sense. I don't remember this at all.
you've only seen the one entrance.
Let's go to the one entrance.
The one entrance.
I know they
Oh,
left at one
I
entrance, so
should-
you can probably get in.
I should correct that by saying your arcane eye has seen both entrances, but
Yeah.
you physically have only seen the one.
Plus, it's closer
Which is
to our
the closest
allies,
one.
so
Okay,
let's go there
all
just in
right.
case there's enemies on the other side.
Just thought I'd ask. Cool.
No, you're
All
good.
right.
Let's go there.
Running.
I'm running.
All right.
Haru!
Holy fuck, that's
Hey,
big.
hey, you did it.
Hey, I did it. Hey.
At least
really,
once.
It's really sad.
Charging
Come
forward.
on. You have to have a basiness I just don't carry, okay?
Charging forward as you're running along, the first kind of it's almost impossible running that direction. What should be the absolute majesty of the Grand Ziggurat, which is an unfathomable thing, by construction standards. I mean, this is this towering edifice in the middle of the jungle. Charging that way, you can't help but have your attention pulled up and to the right as you watch as kind of another heavy foot reaching out. And you watch as the first kind of those swirling clouds.
Watch out!
A kind of blackened, what looks like a black meteorite kind of comes careening in, slamming down, and you watch as snakemen bodies are kind of thrown in every direction. Another one kind of off to your other side as you continue running forward. Close now as you look over, kind of as this explosion occurs, the black crater that's left, you watch as these kind of twisted shadow things begin pulling themselves out, kind of clawing their way into the dreamscape that still remains. To your left and right, you can see as these kind of come clattering down. Overhead, a roll of thunder.
Yes, I'm coming, sister.
And another heavy footfall shaking the ground. Not far now, maybe a mile away, if that. As you guys reach the closed door of the ziggurat.
I'll investigate to see if there's any a mechanism to open the door.
Looking at it, you can see that there actually does seem to be a large lever, albeit looking at it, a fair bit larger than a human or a snake man could reasonably actually. In fact, it's reaching up to it. It's probably 6-7 feet off the ground, just getting to the lever itself. It strikes you as a bit odd. Its relationship to the size of the occupants in this space, but that is the only element that you see.
Should we
Is
try
it is it obvious? I mean, do I see it? Can I just like run up and try and jump and catch the bottom?
Sure. I mean,
So,
you
I wanna-
stand 6'3", correct? 6'2"? Yeah.
I'm kind of a beefcake,
you
so
you could jumping easily. You could reach the lever. That's no problem. But again, relative to the average snake person, it's disproportionate to the broader
Interesting.
populace here.
well, I'm not questioning that sort of thing. So I'm just gonna run, jump, grab, and then I want to slide my body down to the end of the lever to try and drop it. Use my body weight to lower it.
What's Kelway?
That's a great question.
if you don't have it hard and fast.
230. I want to say 230.
With armor?
No. Maybe. I think it's like maybe
205 plus
205.
armor.
Okay. Less armor?
Well, that's just what you 205.
205 no, without armor.
All kitted out, I'm going to grant you probably about 300 pounds.
Okay.
Cool. Reaching out,
That's a lot.
leaping up, and the thing is leaping up. You're able to grab a hold of this, and you're more or less able to. I mean, your boots are just kind of scuffing at the ground as you pull down on it. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. What is the rest of the party doing with this stuff?
I'm gonna watch for incoming. Just watch
I'm gonna
for steps.
jump and hold on to Kel's leg, see if I can, like midsection, to see if I can add some more weight.
Add the help action. Go give me a.
Please
with
do,
advantage.
because I did not roll well.
Oh, well, you got the help action.
Leaping on, throwing your arms around. So give me.
Oh, I get to
a
go,
second
okay.
roll with advantage.
Let's roll you. 16 with your ball in athletics.
16 will get it done. Kind of pulling down
Thanks for that help.
the.
I have white weapons drawn too, by the way.
The lever
Bloodshot
bottoms
eyes.
I
out.
feel like I need to clarify these things.
looking
do.
back as you kind of weapons drawn and just keeping an eye on your guys' six, you can see that these craters that have formed and these creatures that are crawling out, you watch as a line, like I said, a shieldless phalanx is what I'm going to dub it. It's but this battle line kind of charging forward, all glaives at the ready for these things that are spilling out. And you watch as a number of them are hacked down, kind of dissipating into blackness and shadow that kind of just dissolves into nothingness. The occasional one kind of leaping past. You watch as one kind of leaps up, its back legs kind of planting themselves on the shoulder as it drives a snake man to the ground, and kind of its face peeling back, not dissimilar from what you've seen in the smuggler's tunnels, and you watch as it kind of pours itself into the snake man, who kind of twitches and uprights, and you watch as that glaive kind of comes down on a friendly shoulder, and you can see kind of the surprise as they turn back, and 2 or 3 other snake men kind of begin grappling with friend or family or whoever this person was to them moments ago, as they kind of bring themselves to cut down this newfound enemy. And you watch, this is kind of transpiring throughout. Occasionally you'll see kind of a stammering and stumbling snake man, just mortified at everything, kind of bumping into something and turning, letting out a shriek and tripping over something. And the what had been an idyllic dreamscape is rapidly devolving into a place wrought with nightmare. As that lever bottoms out, that door begins drawing up. As it does, a broad entryway. You can see this is a massive chamber. In fact, you don't see any delineation in this chamber. It is literally the entire bottom footprint of the pyramid.
Is it center of the ziggurat, or
Yes.
are we okay?
Nope, it is centered. It is a 4-faced pyramid, and it is centered all the way across. You can see another entryway, very likely the opposite end. But again, we're spanning just a massive footprint here. You can see that in this space, equally dispersed, jogged in from the corners, there are 4 totems. They sit about equidistant from one another, making a smaller square. Kind of, they make the 4 corners of another square. These pillars, kind of totem poles almost, albeit carved of stone, and you can see that they are faceted such that they have 6 faces. And you can see black darkness kind of swirling off of them. At immediate glance, I'm going to assume that you are as front and center as it comes, seeing as you were on the lever itself. You can see the initial grouping of these. You can see the initial grouping of these totems. 2 of them bearing the face of, I shouldn't say the face, the symbol of dusk. A symbol you guys have become quite familiar with. Again, the black nightmare energy swirling around these. One of them bearing the mark of dawn, and the other bearing the mark of noon.
Dawn is O'Doon. Noon isn't a thing.
Well, that would be
You must not have it written in your notes, but
Oh, is Yamal then? Okay. And then Yamal.
so 2 of them currently bearing the mark of Sirkar,
Okay.
1 bearing the mark of Sirodun, and 1 bearing the mark of Siramal.
All right.
I'll look behind me and see that it's open. Shall we get in there and close the door?
It's not a bad idea.
As you say that, you watch a couple of the shadows, who are now, again, I mean, they are just pouring out of these craters. It's not a definite
Rovers,
number
I
of
believe
them.
haste is in order.
And you could see 2 of them kind of begin scrambling their way
Is there a way to close the door from the inside?
Yeah.
in your direction. From the interior, there is a similar lever.
All right.
Jump kill! And I'll help if I am holding on to the legs again.
Both of you jumping on, give me an athletics. What is Katarina? I'm not playing
No,
that
it's
game.
fine. No, it's
What's
just-
Katarina? What's
No,
Katarina
you
doing?
have to
with
play.
it?
Do we have a little bit of time at their current rate? Can I help them?
They're probably about 60 feet out.
Can I help them?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. I will also hang off of Cal
Okay.
to get it closed.
Go ahead and actually give me an athletics. I'm making it cumulative. If you guys are-
Okay.
Oh, am I doing it too?
I've already rolled advantage with your help,
Oh, okay.
Very
Then
good.
okay.
Perfect.
You don't
That's,
have. Okay.
that's all I need.
15.
so I'm 19.
Oh, jeez.
The lever slamming down, bottoming out. The door moving more slowly than you'd like, but about the same pace that it's. You watch as and you can see kind of these kind of scrambling little creatures kind of tearing that direction. One of them you can see has their eye. They are making the cut, and as it kind of twitches and scrambles, slinking underneath, kind of as the door crushing down on it, you watch as it
Hell yeah.
fizzles out into blackness. As that door hits home, all of the chaos of outside ceases. It is near silent in this room comparatively. Occasionally you can feel kind of a low rumble from outside, but nothing compared to beyond the
How outside of the totems, are there any other access points to go up?
There are. As you glance around, there is on both sides. So 2 of the sides contain the entry points to the space.
Right.
One you just came through and the opposite one. The other 2 walls built into them, there is kind of a I guess I'll call it an A-shaped stairwell that works up each of the other walls, which then essentially vanishes up into the ceiling in the space. These ceilings are probably about 15 or so feet high.
Okay.
And this room is, it might be one of the most singularly expansive rooms you've ever been in. I mean, it is massive.
All right, team. So we've got stairs on either side, but what about these totems? Do we want to address that or just go?
How well lit is this place?
It's dim to normal light. The lighting in here is actually pretty decent.
Are there like
Save
torches
around. Yep, there's a number of torches. There are actually kind of heavy sconces that sit. You know, I mean, and again, probably the size of this table that burn brightly, but you can see that kind of the licking flames from there. Kind of, you watch as kind of a crackle and ember kind of into nothingness nearest the totems, which are kind of infected with this dark energy. And it's as you're glancing around, you watch kind of those totems drop down into the floor, and you hear a heavy rumbling, and they each draw back up. And as they do,
Roll this.
Right.
As they do,
Sorry, was that 4 or 2 of them?
This is a 2.
all 4.
Oh,
All 4 of them drop down. All 4 of them came back up. You can see though that they rotationally they have changed.
Not great.
Okay.
And you can see again 2 of them are the mark of dusk of Sirkar. One of them is the mark of Sirodun, and one of them is night, the mark of Sirimal.
Okay.
But as they hit this chamber kind of flooding out, you can see the 2 that are both Sirkar kind of pluming more dark, more enveloped in this shadow energy and you watch as kind of that pulse that runs out, you can see lingers on the walls a little bit. You watch as it kind of this kind of shadow beginning to cling to this space. A voice, almost timid, and there's something in the tone and tenor that is almost as disconcerting that as what's transpiring outside.
I cannot hold him for long. My sanctuary. What was given can be returned, but it must be willing.
And the room falls silent.
All right.
She's growing faint.
Make haste.
Yeah.
I think we shall. I will be aware or check for any traps along the way.
Yeah.
And I will guide you. Not myself,
Thank you, Captain.
but Ellestree. Guide you.
Give me a sense of what you're looking for as you're moving through this space. It's
Well,
again a
this
very broad open chamber.
this
well
was
lit.
supposedly
well
a place of worship. I don't fully expect there to be necessarily traps, although I do expect potentially like dark areas or anything like we saw in the Smuggler's Den, anything lying in wait or something I want to avoid in terms of being onslaught by any of that infection.
Okay. So you guys are moving through this room. Where are you moving to specifically?
Did you have the map?
Yes.
I don't think
Actually,
right or left matters. I think it's just a matter of getting up to the next level.
right. No, it's just going to the next level.
Let's just go to the right or something.
All right.
Okay. But you want to be doing so in a cautious enough fashion that you're keeping an eye.
I would not.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and turn my brights on.
You watch as Kel blooms into light, and you can see that the areas that light would want to reach, that the darkness has already claimed, a clash kind of begin occurring. One in which the darkness quite clearly is winning. Much as you felt down in the Smuggler's Den, this is a darkness of a different kind. That said, they're still fairly localized to the totems themselves. And so go ahead and give me a perception check. And
With
I'm
the
going to
D4?
assume if you are that you are kind of taking point on this. If you're
I'm gonna be right
Yes.
next to her, though.
Okay.
Or unless you feel like
No.
I need to move back a little bit, but
No.
I'm just
no,
gonna
I-
like,
What Kel would
is
I just
is
feel like I want to be
I-
close to her. It's really
Is
weird.
I want
Is
to
Aster
strength
doing anything
your
during that
warm,
time?
delicious body.
do. I guess the only question is so we got the two Shere Khans emanating some negative energy.
well, they're all emanating it, but those ones definitely more. The fact that those
But what are the others? So they're all doing the same energy. There's not a difference between the totems.
they are all emanating the nightmare corrupted energy.
Okay.
But the two that are of a likeness
Right.
are substantially more emboldened. You can see
Okay.
kind of what they're emanating.
Did they change positions?
Yeah. When they went
Their
down-
positions remain the same. I mean, like I said, you can see that effectively it's a hexagon. There's 6 sides, each one with a different symbol on it.
Right.
But they dropped down into the ground, and when they rose back up, they had rotated to have a different facing. And so the ones that the ones that are facing the matched ones that are facing Sirkar have definitely a more potent energy output.
Yeah. I'm wondering if this is I'm wondering if it's not like a almost like a clock or something like that that shows the who's winning in this world. So I think we don't need to. If we cleanse the area, the ziggurat, that the dark energy will go away in this area. So I think we should move to the next area.
Very well. I'll
You're
continue
welcome.
Looking for traps.
Yes, my input was invaluable,
It
and you
was
are welcome.
Give me a perception as you guys move your way towards the stairs.
With a D4.
With a D4. Okay. Perception and D4. Reasons. 26.
Given what is quite reasonable lighting, it's been a while since you've been in a nice interior space that someone put a little thought into the lighting situation.
See, this is how you host a dungeon.
Given that, and again, the fact that there's not a lot of corners to be worried about, there's not a lot of bottlenecks to be concerned about. Really, kind of, it's the path straight ahead. And as you are keeping eyes on that You guys make haste through the space, and at no point do you feel that you guys are in danger of triggering any traps, or you certainly don't catch sight of anything lurking in the space. And if you guys are intent on it, then the stairs are yours.
We're intent.
All right.
Okay.
Cal, would you lead the way, please?
Yeah.
Moving up onto the stairs, as you reach the base of those stairs, like I said, basically it's a relatively steep staircase, and as it moves up, the parallel to it on the other side of the room seems to arrive at a universal landing on that side. Same goes for the opposite side of the pyramid. But looking up, effectively, you can see the stairwell leading up. Not much. You can see the faint glow of light coming from the next floor up, but there's no real visual information.
I'll take point, and then when I make it up to the landing, I'll report what I see when I get to the top.
Okay. Pushing your way up to the landing and glancing over, you can see another room, mostly open in floor plan, much like the one below, albeit this one a fair bit more, whereas the other one's almost barren. Here you can see a space that has been kind of lavishly decorated, fine silks kind of draping down on the walls on either side. In the center of the room, this kind of crescent moon looking table, and you can see many chairs. The center chair, the most ornate and elaborate, the back kind of stretching upward maybe 5-6 feet higher than the rest. You can see though that for all of the finery in this space, there are chairs that have been knocked over. You can see kind of one of the edges of the table has kind of been fractured or cleaved. You can see it's splintered off to the side some. Beyond that, you can see a patio, and this would be the back side of the pyramid that you have yet to you've yet to see in person. Anyways, the arcane eye would have a kind of a broad patio and a relatively narrow opening that kind of looks out, really looking out. From here, you can't see much other than kind of jungles and mountainscape, but kind of a broad, illustrious patio space, balcony is the word I'm looking for. Balcony space out beyond this.
Would it be facing the town or
the broader
proper,
footprint of the
like
civilization?
a place where the chancellor would have spoken to the people or something?
I'll wait till you're in the room to make that determination.
Well, all right. You're right.
but
right.
But I'll let you guys do with that what you will. But that's what you see as you.
Cal, what did you see?
There's some hanging stuff and some chairs, and there's like a balcony.
Any imminent danger?
Not that I can see.
Oh.
I think we're good.
I was super nervous.
I think you guys are good to come up. Come on.
As I come up, are there any papers, correspondence, documents, journals, books?
Are you guys entering that space?
I just came up to that level, yeah.
Oh, well, up to that landing, nothing. I mean, you guys are, again, this is still a massive space. So if you're just on the landing, you're viewing this table from 70, 80 feet away, probably.
Ah, yes. Do we see any other stairwells?
From here, so the corridor that leads into that space is a little more restricted than down below us, and from here you cannot.
So we'd have to go into the room to see anything further.
Right. And there's, I mean, aside from hitting this landing and going back down the opposite stair, the one you came from, there's not much. There's not much else that can be done at this landing junction.
Shall we go in formation?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do
Let's
it.
move forward.
We'll head towards the center of the room.
Yes, I think so. I'd like to see that table.
Okay.
Okay.
Head that way.
The group pushing
I'll check for traps.
Rogue line.
She's
Ru-
becoming a rogue.
running up alongside. Give me a perception as you guys are entering that
All right.
room.
Do I still have that active or no? Is that just a one?
It's concentration, so
You have to
I don't-
recast it.
I'm recasting it before you do that. Alistair,
Chad,
you
would you
guide
put
you.
a good words in for me? That was not. That's not very nice.
You can roll a
Feels
d12 if
weird
you
for
want.
you to.
I don't want
I
to
know.
read
Using-
Thanks, I appreciate
You
that.
can.
I don't love it. I
let's
know
see.
it's not doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
None of this is right.
I don't know why I just did this. I don't know what to 26.
Pushing forward into this space, it's immediately a disarming space as you're moving forward. It's I mean, certainly someone could trap or prepare an ambush, but you can tell the closer you get that this was a place of diplomacy. This was a place of debate, negotiation, a meeting of minds, and you can see kind of as you look around, kind of all of those fineries seem to nod in the direction of this really being the hub of the guidance that has served this place for the eons that it has existed. You guys arrive kind of in the centermost chamber of that room. At this point, everything kind of at your disposal. You can see that a fair bit of a ruckus had occurred in here. Now that you're closer, you can see that some of the chairs that are toppled, legs that have been splintered off, the corner of the table that was fractured. You can actually see on the table itself and on some of the fractured splinters, coagulated blood stains. You can see that one of the walls, both the tapestry that hangs from it and the wall itself, have been spattered with blood.
Are the chairs and table proportionate to us?
More or less. You are more or less proportionate to the snake men. They're slightly smaller in stature, but
Unlike the lever height, basically.
unlike the lever, the lever, which did seem large for your standards, and it's definitely large for the snake men standards, these seats do seem adequately proportioned for the general populace here.
Is there any sort of books or, like I said, any correspondence, maybe writing, engraving on the table even?
No engraving or anything of that matter, but you can see littered around on the floor are all manner of parchment. Again, some of them you can see kind of a blood-stained footprint where it's been kind of permanently stuck into a pool of blood. But there are sheets of parchment, both blank and bearing the writing of someone or something all throughout this chamber.
Is it legible at a glance?
It is not.
Not common.
Immediately as you look at it, you can tell it is not written in common.
We need to find
Any stairwells?
the way up. Yeah.
Glancing now, the two walls opposite those that bore stairwells before.
Same ones that the doors we were.
Yep,
on.
same walls as the doors. You can see though that the stairwells that would have been opposite the ones you came up, they actually kind of terminate up onto the balcony landing, or kind of splitting the difference between that balcony and this space. Of the two other walls, one of them you can see bears a insignia that at first glance is immediately recognizable. You acknowledge it immediately, but is also a little convoluted, and looking at it, you can see that it is more or less the culmination of all of the symbols that you have seen. Effectively a full circle. You can see the lines of dawn kind of reaching out, the eyelashes of death reaching down. You can see the stars of dusk. You can see over it, you can see almost in a Venn diagram, but a kind of a perfect connection, the dawn sun kind of holding overhead. That
I'd
dominates.
like to sketch it.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's
Sketch
and
technique.
I'll actually grant you that this is a simple enough a simple enough pictogram that I don't even need a roll.
Okay.
You'll be able to adequately
Do we
copy
have
it down.
samples of each of the symbols in
You do.
my notes as
Yep.
well too?
You
Okay.
you have a sample of all of the symbols. As you are sketching that, what are the two of you guys doing?
Were we able to locate stairs up
I apologize. The opposite wall from that
balcony?
No, from the
Symbol?
pictogram, the symbol that she is sketching. That opposite wall carries a single stairwell upward, and you can see that stairwell does terminate at a doorway. It's not an open passage.
There's a doorway up that way.
As you're sketching and as you guys glance around, you can see kind of about equidistant from the table on the balcony a wisp of black, and kind of then another. You watch as kind of a circle, a pool, if you will, of darkness begins splaying outward
Let's go quickly.
on the ground.
Quickly.
Very well.
I'm gonna head towards the door.
As you move towards the door, you
I'll
watch
back up.
a reptilian hand kind of reach up and kind of pulling himself. You watch another, and then another, and then another, as all four hands kind of pushing, lifting himself up. You kind of twisting, you hear kind of about 6 individual cracks as vertebrae kind of down. A figure you recognize.
No.
That's Cappy.
Is it Vizier?
Is it Vizier?
It is not.
Is it Cicero?
A 4-armed
Wait.
snake man kind of stretching.
We meet again.
Oh, it's the blind dude.
Sabian.
Is it Cicero?
It's not.
Is it the one that attacked us in the skirmish outside?
It is.
Didn't we kill him?
No.
Or
He
it's
fled.
the one that ran. Yeah. Okay. So he's not possessed, for lack of a better term. He's
He seems.
in control.
I guess I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, we watched.
Shadow.
I watched some.
Yeah.
Like the shadow kind of go
Oh,
in and like take
Their
over.
movements were quite erratic and
Yeah.
almost infected. It would be.
Okay.
You watch as his head lowers, kind of 2 of the hands kind of reaching down behind his back, 2 of them reaching over.
I will move up to be in front of whoever is the
As-
closest to him.
infected.
Block action, tunnel fighter.
Congratulations, you are now playing Kaltu's Ultimate.
I quickly stone.
Did I do it right?
I am going to pause you there because
Sure.
you were probably furthest from the group now as
True.
you were running
Yeah.
to the
Oh, yeah.
doorway.
I'll stash my stuff and draw my weapons.
He kind of raking the blades along one another.
Doesn't have to be this way. This is not your fight. You owe these people nothing. Give me the eye. and my master will see you home. It's simple.
His tongue flits.
You have it. I can taste it on you.
Where is Astaire in this whole?
I'll ask you, where is Astaire?
I never got a chance to do anything, so I don't know. Where would I be?
You tell me.
What did you want to do?
Should I tell you what I wanted to do? I would try to investigate, like, there's lots of blood splatters. Like, where do the blood splatters come from? Is there any remains of anything? Like,
No remains present.
just blood.
You can see blood and, like I said, a number of points of damage within the space. Most of which is kind of nucleating around the table itself. So I'll just assume that you're kind of probably at the upon your entering this room, the leftmost end of that
Okay.
table there. But give me an investigation as you're looking at that one.
Rainbow dice. Give me strength, Rainbow.
16.
Oh, investigation
Not bad.
plus 9 is 25.
Ooh. Investigate the shit out of that.
Yes.
Know all the things.
Looking at it, you can see that the quantity of blood suggests that whoever donated this to the floor likely is not with us any longer.
No, how old is the blood? Is it very dried at this point? Is it still?
As you kind of play at the surface of it, the surface, the coagulation is beginning to build tension on it, but there is liquid blood beneath it. It's relatively recent.
Okay. But you're saying no bits? It's just pure blood.
No corpses, no
Okie dokie.
appendages, nothing like that. As you rise to your feet, kind of the group of you looking out, I will assume that you are nearest
Closest.
that wall, which would put you nearest the pictogram wall, Aster more or less in the middle, and Kel having headed towards the opposite wall, towards the stairwell, toward the doorway. And this figure is more or less, you guys are kind of forming a line across this room, and he is balcony side of the table and of the rest of you.
Okay.
Sweet child. He knows. He knows you wish to be home. He knows you have problems that are your own. So simple.
There's one thing I've realized. Nothing is simple.
Atta girl.
You watch as the corners of his mouth curl upward into a kind of a macabre, snaky grin as the hand that was outstretched kind of parsing the blade from the other.
Can I start running?
Right? Can we do things?
I was hoping you'd say that.
Indeed.
How rude! I'll take the block action.
Indeed. We did not get a chance to finish this last time.
Given the conversation that was taking place, if you want to take a movement action, it's still going to probably put you guys equidistant. You're probably about 20 feet from one another. So in that line,
will run my sexy paladin ass off.
well, we'll
As
find out
far as
exactly how much running you're doing as you're making your way back.
Okay.
But the table itself probably represents this kind of crescent table probably represents about 40 feet in length, with you more or less on one end, Aster kind of more or less centralized to that table, and now Kel on the other end, and this figure opposite of the table of you, probably 35, 40 feet from you.
Okay.
And with that, I need initiative across the board.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to roll some
I
dice.
critted my initiative. I'm ready to fucking roll.
Actually,
Wait, you critted with that dice?
With Illustrahi dice.
Oh, Elstrade dice. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
You crit misser.
That's a crit
shit.
miss.
Ooh, I rolled a 2.
Team, I'm ready.
All
I'm
right.
ready to
You're the
hit.
only, yeah, well, that's actually nice having.
Yeah, that's probably the worst cat has ever been.
But I have the block action already going, so that's actually, I'm okay.
Right?
Okay, like, it could be way worse right now.
Oh, you have the black action?
Yeah,
You sure did.
I went out rude. I got a shield.
You mean for you it's dodge though.
No, I'm gonna use it. Well, we'll see how he uses
I
it.
feel like he's being Cal, which is
And I
And
have-
it is. Kel's shining through.
Little Kel coming through.
I wish Ollie were here to see this.
I know.
What do we got?
What's your
10.
initiative? Hold
What?
on.
+0. Don't worry. What you see is what
Okay.
you get, Wizzywig.
20.
That'd be a hard 20.
Kel's up.
All right.
Would you guys?
One.
Crit miss.
Yeah.
How fast do I get a pre-initiative run and then my initiative?
That's
space
what
run?
puts you within 20 feet of the rest of the group.
Within the rest of the, how close am I to the snake man?
Right now, you're probably about 45 feet away.
Am I able to put myself on the snake man side of the table as close to center as possible between them? Yeah, just in front of Aster is fine.
Okay. Well, being in front of Aster, or being, I should say, putting yourself between the
On the
snake
other
man and
side of the
Aster
table.
is going to more or less put you on the table.
And I want to be on the other side, closer to the snake man.
Okay. You probably just have the movement to.
How far away is he if I move that full distance?
Probably about 20 feet or so.
Okay. I will use my block action, and then my tunnel fighter is my bonus, and that will be it.
Charging forward, the shield slamming down, the
wait.
spear at the ready.
Haroon!
Yeah.
Ooh,
Better?
Right, it echoes through the chamber. You watch kind of a subtle nod from the snake man, kind of acknowledging these three combatants. Anything else?
That'll do me, I think. I don't know.
As the snake man nods, you watch kind of standing back up, a quick shift of the blades, a toss from one end to the other, and all four blades kind of exchanging hands a couple of times. He gives you a wink as alongside you a shadowy version of him appears alongside Aster, alongside Katarina. These
Oh, come on.
shadowy incarnations of this figure. And he charges forward, and he's going to go ahead and make an attack on
Do it.
So
But
if I
you
understand
can't
correctly, that it's
attack.
him and 3 versions of him.
him and 3 shadow
As
versions.
he enters that 10-foot range, I would like to make one attack.
Make it.
Also, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Damn it.
You don't have lucky.
Sorry.
It's my foot. You're good.
15.
Wait, who doesn't take lucky? Was someone not min-maxing here at the table?
Our min-maxer. He had other things to do.
I
Way
know.
more important
Hey, I
things.
respect the hell out of it, sir. No,
It's 15. I know it's a miss because they're like 20.
charging forward, the spear lurching out, he kind of leaping, his back kind of arching as he goes into a spin as all 4 blades, ching, 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 a torrent of steel, the spear just kind of skirting underneath him. You have the block action,
I
correct?
sure do.
The first will miss,
Chris miss.
second will miss, third will miss.
Yes.
What the
Miss,
fuck?
miss, miss, miss.
Ooh, fourth was a crit on the first roll.
Oh, jeez.
Can he double crit?
No. But it's happened.
Fourth will miss.
Hey.
Ching as it rakes down, as the
Jeez.
fourth rakes down, you watch as he converts into a shadow himself, and alongside you, he will unleash 4 attacks.
Oh my
On
god, this
Aster?
is some
18.
bullshit.
Aster.
I'm calling bullshit on this because he's gonna do the same thing to you too.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of that's a lot of turns.
First will miss. Are you kidding me?
Eat shit.
Second will hit. Third will miss. Fourth will miss.
Yay.
I will remind you, I have block action.
You do.
Let me re-roll for that last one. Second will hit regardless.
Do I? No, I'll take it. I'll take that.
I understand.
Am I within 10 feet of Kel?
I don't know
Just
if that
outside
table
of
is.
Just outside of. For 14 slashing damage. The flit of the tongue.
It's not too late. Give me the eye.
He beckons to you as the blood begins coursing down your tunic, which wasn't your choice. You are wearing undergarments, sir.
How? Do you not understand how freeing it is just to let it all...
Hey, you take that up with your 15-year-old companion, all right?
How dare I work?
Okay, this is gonna get weird. You're gonna get demonetized super fast. That's
Yeah, I mean he's
Yeah.
he's ending his turn. He's giving you the option. You can end. This can end by just placing the.
I got your eye right here.
eye.
Right here. This is your eye.
The bird peeks out from behind. He gives her one of
Mage hand.
these over the. Somehow he's doing this and holding the shield. You know what I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
Well,
Yeah,
you do
that's-
have mage hand, and
If I
That's
had-
true.
Yeah, that's what
Mage
you-
hand will do it no matter what.
I know,
That's
right?
Free action with Mage hand. That's going to end his turn.
Yeah.
I think a 10.
Let's go.
That's me. All right. I would like to book it. I guess I have to disengage from whatever thing I have on me. Is that correct? Is it?
It's entirely up to you.
What's it doing?
Standing
Swirling.
at the ready with 4.
I'm gonna just disengage
Sword.
from that bad boy.
Okay.
And move over to Aster's side.
Okay.
Can I be on a side of Aster that is also within Cal's aura? I think
You'd have to be on the table, but that's certainly your choice.
do I get bonus points for being on the playground?
If we learned anything from Star Wars Episode 3, we know that the high ground is the ultimate.
Damn it! Why can't I run my own game, Star Wars? No, you will not. But you won't receive any penalties for being up there either. So,
No.
well, this is just kind of
I
badass.
will totally do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna leap up
Get on
onto
that
that
table,
table.
girl.
Vaults up and onto the table with a disengage. The blinding speed kind of boot, boot, boot along the tabletop as skid to a stop alongside Aster and the manifest in the flesh version of this 4-armed snake man. What do you got?
I want to unleash on the main dude.
Okay.
I want to hit.
He's
him.
the only dude there now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Then,
The shadow is now where he was, and he is now where the shadow
He's able to
was.
like teleport to his
wait,
shadow
so
self.
he's not next to Aster anymore?
He is.
Yeah, he is. But he's the
Sorry.
only one. There's only him, no shadow also next to Aster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
He
I
is taking the place of the
I
shadow.
would like to.
Rage.
If only. I will sling sling.
Okay.
On his ass.
Open it up.
Leave her alone. All right.
Leave her alone.
You
I'm
say, leave
fine.
me alone.
Belly of
Leave me
flesh.
alone. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Okay, that's Valor.
What was it?
29.
Adjudicate these individually. If
Okay.
you would roll damage first.
And I will do the sneak attack.
Okay.
I think this is right. Is there a plus a d4? No. Don't have a D4. That's what
Lightbringer
Lightbringer-
has a D4,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Oops, that doesn't count. It slipped out.
Counts.
Doesn't.
Now I'm marking all of them as one. Ooh, not shabby. Not too shabby.
17. 22
Plus
plus
six.
6, so 28.
He won Kenny Dodge.
So
Roguelike.
14. Okay.
All right. Off.
And the sneak attack is just
This
once,
cat
right?
facing herself. Like,
Yeah.
infinitely.
Alright, ready? 4 weapon
What does it
attack.
feel like?
Nope.
Look into
15.
the mirror.
15?
Yep.
The second blade lurching out in his direction, kind of the hooked blades, catching it and parrying it off to the side. One of the extra arms, finding an opening, makes a lash out in your direction.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you two are quick on your feet as you step to the side, but realizing really how fast and kind of dealing with 4 arms at once. You know, even one blade to parry leaves a lot of opportunities open. But you managed to dodge that strike. Anything else?
Do I get another attack? Yeah,
You do?
I'm pretty sure I do. Pretty sure I'm gonna
Do
get
it.
some more.
Come on, do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna do it.
All right.
Do it.
Valor. 24.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
24 will hit.
I can't do sneak attack. Right.
No.
All right. Ooh. 9. 6.
Or no, that includes a 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty bad.
But still. That's a lot of damage.
All right.
All right, Lightbringer.
Lightbringer.
Got this.
Is that what I
does
think
not
it is?
Like me.
Is that what I think it is?
It does. It is. It is in fact what you think it is.
So you have luckies.
No,
I do not actually.
Oh.
They were burned pretty early.
Yeah, before we came in here, actually.
I had
I
to
guess-
survive the wyverns.
Yeah, no, they were well used.
I don't know if we slept since
No, we haven't slept at all.
No, Kat is exhausted.
She is the bags under her eyes right now. It's just ridiculous.
Puppy,
She needs
too
a
big.
spa day.
then. Ooh. Did you say spotted?
Because I think this is just going to play out better this way.
You lose a hand.
You watch as he catches the blade, similarly to before with 2 of his, raking down all the way to the hilt.
Jesus.
Don't break my fucking sword.
And you can feel kind of that racking.
He's breaking my sword.
Roll a die 20 for me. It is
Oh
a
my
magical
God.
weapon. Roll a die 20.
Oh
for
my
me.
god, don't break my sword. Oh my god, don't break my sword.
No pressure, but I'm pretty sure she'd
Die 20.
be finer with her character dying there. It's crit miss again.
It's 5.
Lightbringer shatters. You watch as just as he rakes across, it scatters onto the ground in a series of pieces. The illumination that it was providing dims in this place, albeit the light quality is quite nice, really, really pretty decent. Fading because of, the mayhem outside is.
This is damn smug.
Are we saying like tiny pieces or chunks? Like what are we talking about? Can they be gathered and
The verbiage is destroyed.
Are you?
That's a brutal
serious?
crit miss
That
card.
is awful.
Brutal. But
But
given this fight, I actually think it's fitting. There's some fights where I might go, this seems
Pretty brutal.
brutal. But given this fight, I actually think what you should be going is thank God it's not valor is what you should be saying.
It's not wrong. I'm so sorry.
As it shatters off, you kind of it flinging from your hand. The only thing left intact is
I'm so
the grip
sorry.
of that blade as it collapses to the ground. He finding that opening takes another strike with one of the other arms crooked. AC? Sorry, remind me again.
19.
Just misses.
Okay.
Anything else?
Can I?
You got 9 more
draw
attacks.
A dagger or something
Got
to
9
use
more
in that
attacks.
arm on that hand.
I guess technically you have an interaction, and who isn't carrying a dagger these days? It's
Apparently
kind of
Aster.
the thing to do.
Because you keep
That's
throwing
pretty
it
good.
at.
That's
You-
true.
No.
If you can't be responsible with it, you shouldn't have it.
I feel
Um,
like stabbing Kel every once in a while is responsible.
touche. I'll stay out of it. The hand going down instinctively, and it's weird. It's not so much your instinct. You can almost feel the hand going, and you're kind of going like, "What? What do you do?" And but there's an instinctive draw as that hand fills itself out with a dagger in place of Lightbringer. Anything else?
Do I have any more movement? As far as
No, that was pretty much. Well, you probably have about 5 feet of movement left.
did your aura help me at all?
Not in that capacity.
Okay.
If you wanted to just move, well, I guess you took the disengage action, so you can do whatever the hell you want with that last 5 feet.
I'm in your aura, right? So I just want to stay there.
Okay. Yep, you were just in the aura and you're just shy of it. So pivoting over to Aster. What's Aster got up her sleeve? As you watch, kind of just right next to you, just some serious swordplay going on right in front of you. And you watch as the shatter, in fact, a few kind of pieces of steel kind of glinting off, clattering against your shield.
Yeah.
As you ready yourself for your turn, what would you like to do?
Am I engaged right now?
You are, yes.
Okay. Could I stay engaged and move closer to Kel? Yeah, so that
You could climb onto the table, which would put you closer to Kel, and you would remain engaged, yeah.
would it be such that if I was attacked by something that Kel could take, like?
You won't be adjacent to Kel. I mean, you'd be within 10 feet.
I'd be within 10 feet?
Yeah.
Of Kel? Okay.
Yeah.
And the snake monster is currently engaged with?
Both of you. Yeah. Was engaged with you. She came up to engage the... I don't know if it's even worth... Sarlov. I know that maybe that you're just gonna be like...
Sarlov?
I'll rather than playing the Snake Man game any longer.
I think no matter where I move, the shadow will come. I will defend. I'll actually climb on top of the table.
Okay.
And then I'll take the block action.
Okay. Blocking up on top of the table.
Yeah.
And anything else? That's movement. That's action.
Bonus? No, I'm good. I can't think of anything.
All right. Top of the niche. That's back over to Kel.
Witnessing one of my babies dying, being obliterated in front of my eyes. I'm pissed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to like.
Nova.
I'm
Go
gonna
Nova.
fucking leap
Go
over
Nova.
this table. I don't give two shits about this. I am jumping straight at this guy.
Okay.
I want to engage him and fight him.
Okay.
Hard.
As you leap over the shadow, will make an opportunity.
It's disadvantage.
Why?
Well,
Getting of your action has gone away. You have to.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Come in.
That said, it will be a miss regardless.
Great.
I'm rolling pretty garbage.
Yeah,
dice.
I've been
Yay,
noticing, and
well,
That's
so
4
am I.
attacks per
Yeah.
turn, and I've
Fuck.
landed 1.
All right.
I broke a sword, so shut.
Yeah, you've really been. I feel good, actually.
Yeah, you take that back.
I'm so glad sitting next to you at
It
the
was
table
my
right now. I feel good about
sword.
it. Vaulting up and over, you can see a madness
Woo,
kind
maybe
of
I can fix it.
thrumming
Maybe I can fix it.
through
I love
Kel.
that you haven't had this reaction to any of the many times we've died. But when your sword gets healed, oh dear God.
Oh, come on.
I
Leaping
just be
onto
right
the
back.
table
No,
and
I
charging
would.
towards Sarlov. What do you got?
Fuck. That doesn't do Kel. I mean,
What do you got? Unleash hell, dude. This is
You got-
you got
You're-
2 attacks.
You're
per
raging.
action.
He just broke
you're right.
Lightbringer.
Yeah,
Lightbringer's
I'm
gone.
not thinking strategically.
Lightbringer is
so
gone.
Right, 6
Stop
attacks.
it! It's not gone. We're
Gone.
gonna fucking fix it. I'm gonna hit
It's
him
gone.
though. No, it's not. We're gonna scoop up the pieces. We're gonna the dwarves. They're gonna fix this.
Hey, let's go to the doors. I've been wanting to talk to them for a while anyway.
I wanna come at him hard. I'll attack him.
Okay.
With my
Charging forward. Are you staying at range, or are you moving all the way up?
spear. At range is fine.
Okay.
Probably on the table, right? I mean, we're all just on the table.
The 3 of you now, kind of shoulder to shoulder on the table.
ground.
With-
I'm gonna put my
With
shoulder up.
Sarlov realizing he saw this moment
The higher
in Star
ground!
Wars, the higher ground.
Did he not know?
Episode 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna like push my way through the two of them and push them back as I like just start jabbing at
Shake
this
it.
guy.
Okay. The first attack lurches out. Roll it.
Am I...
It's 9. 20.
I don't have plus 9, dude.
Yeah, for the lion's tooth. You get
Yes,
the
I
extra
do.
+1.
What's the roll?
It's 20.
20. Lurching out. Ching, it parries
Okay.
off to the side.
Second round.
This first attack is a miss. The tongue kind of darting out into the space where the spearhead
Stab his
just
tongue.
existed.
Stab his tongue.
That's a miss.
The second one jetting out.
And I just rage yell.
You
Like
know-
I am so mad right now.
Seeing red, and it, yeah, I get it.
His head kind of
Tunnel fighter.
lowering just enough that he can peek up and kind of see beneath the brow of your helmet. As he goes into his turn, kind of the shadows re-emerging, kind of adjacent along the backside
Freaking do it.
of all of you. But seeing as at this point there's full engagement, 40 you.
Bring it.
Can I hit him? Or is he
You can
Yeah.
okay?
roll it. It's triggering the force.
Yep. This is what.
Not doing it.
This
Okay,
is what Kel does.
It's 19.
Ducking underneath, and you can see kind of the spear raking up and kind of using that lower momentum to kind of drive upwards a backhanded slash upward. You have the block action, correct?
Oh yeah, I do. I
That
saw
would
this.
be
I saw this
best.
moment coming at me.
Ooh. Crooked. First will hit.
Okay.
Second
Hey,
one. Good.
before you do anything else. Nope. We're good.
First will hit.
Sorry. I'm trying to decide when to use my shield.
Second missed.
Okay.
Third missed. Fourth missed.
Does that mean he gets to reroll the first attack though?
You did.
Yeah, I
Okay.
rolled it twice.
Gotcha.
I only have 18 AC, but
For 11 slashing damage.
52 minus 11 is 41.
As the last of the four coming down and appearing up onto the table, now engaged with just Kel and Katarina, so shifting off to that side.
Okay.
Will make 4 attacks against Katarina.
Do I get to hit him?
No, you use your reaction.
Okay.
First will be a hit.
I'll uncanny dodge it.
Okay. And it's 18. Sorry, I keep forgetting here.
19.
19. Okay. Second will be a miss. Third will be a hit. Fourth will be a miss. Uncanny dodging the first. I'm going to give you the full total. I'll let you mitigate with your uncanny dodge. So that is going to be for 12 slashing damage. The second hit will be for 13 slashing damage. And his second miss was of the critical nature.
Good. I hope
Fucking
your
break
sword
your fucking
explodes.
sword.
This guy's gonna be like the most hated monster.
For me, at least.
Right? I really fucking hope.
Seeing as it's against you, would you like to choose your fate?
What
also,
will it
really
be?
enjoying these critical hit and critical fumble decks from, I don't know, they're made for Pathfinder. I know that's not a great endorsement for whoever manufactures these things, but check us out.
Right? You probably don't even make those anymore.
Hey, stop that. Oh, not better than it would have been. An overextension with that fourth blade leaves him wide open. An attack of opportunity from all targets adjacent. So that's going to be Kel and Katarina both able to make an
It
attack.
has to be one of the
27.
targets 'cause everybody
There
was
you
adjacent.
go.
Fucking fine.
But when you move to the shadow, it's
Oh.
it's all
this-
targets adjacent. So
and
you
this-
two are the only ones adjacent.
How hard do I want to go?
22. Oh, hard, man. Fuck this.
Plus, you
fucker.
get sneak attack on this. Self return.
Yeah. So 22 and then
It's so gross.
What are you looking at?
I don't think
Oh,
I
no,
can.
but-
I can't Wrathful Smite right now, right?
No, but you can smite. But just not Wrathful Smite. You have to use bonus action.
How did? Okay, I can't remember what Smite is.
Yeah, it's
That's damage.
it adds damage.
Do I just choose that and it happens, or do I have to like exhume, like?
Yeah,
take
you
spell
spend
points?
spell slots. So the higher the spell slot, the more the damage. So, yeah.
Can I? It's a reaction. So sorry, bear with me. Sneak attack is not a reaction, is it?
No, it's just
And you can do it off your turn.
Can I do sneak attack and trip attack?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see why you could.
He has to fail a strength check.
So Valor
And you feel free to roll your damage.
22 did hit,
Okay.
right?
I'm just trying to decide.
22 is what you rolled?
Yeah.
That is it.
Haha.
All right.
He's about to get dumped on his turn. It's seeming a little bit like he's going to get dumped on. Where the heck did my pen go?
I'll never
Oh,
tell.
this must have been.
You mean the one in your
I'll never
hand?
tell.
Is it the hand? Is it?
I
the
thought
pen
I
in your
was
hand?
using a green pen. All right, I've got a system. I thought I was using.
Are your superiority dice 8s? D8s?
D8s.
They are.
yeah.
They sure are.
24, and that's with everything, I think.
Did you see if you tripped him?
And and then the strength check.
Your
DC 17.
plain spear attack is just a d6, correct?
Yeah.
D6 plus 5.
Yes.
DC 17, you said?
Mm-hmm.
He crits for the save. I'd say witness me, but on a saving throw,
It doesn't feel as good.
That's 9 from Cal.
Witness me.
No.
No,
I'm not
nobody's
gonna-
witnessing you. We're angry at you.
We're a
For just
little.
throwing my sword.
broke-
I'm pretty
I
sorry.
said.
His eye glints at Valor, and you can see
He's going to go after it next.
fully,
Don't you fucking
fully
dare.
prepared to shatter that.
It's
bitch,
9
dude.
for me, and I'm sorry. How much did you do, my darling?
I did 9,
Lots.
24,
24.
25, 24.
And 9.
Yeah.
On a reaction?
On a reaction. That's
Okay.
money.
Okay.
30 plus. Fuck you, Sarloff.
How's Sarloff looking? Is he dead?
He's great. He's super. He's fluffy.
He's fluffy.
He seems to.
He's adorable.
He's fine.
He's enjoying the sport of the engagement. So that is fun. As kind of appearing behind you and the flurry of blows coming down on you, the last one you parry, kind of dropping down, going to sweep the leg, though he's prepared for it as he kind of leaps up, kind of your leg sweeping under his as he lands back down.
Next. You're next.
One of the other hands reaching out,
End this.
and that will be the entirety of his turn.
So it's my turn now?
So it is your turn.
Okay, so without Lightbringer, I have
It's just a d4.
Yeah, D4.
But you are still proficient, so everything is the same. You just roll a single d4 damage dice.
Okay, so I'm gonna just move this aside for the moment. And sneak attack is back on the table, right?
It's me.
Okay. All right. Same story. Remind me, what does your aura do again?
I don't know.
Plus
I know,
4.
I can never remember.
Plus
Whoa.
4.
Plus 4 to saving throws.
Saving throws, okay. All right. Shing, shing, shing.
The blades come out. 2 versus 4.
One of them.
I mean, I have a
bit
little blade.
Small.
It's not the size. They're average.
It
They're
can
average
still
blades.
cut you.
They're fine. You'd be satisfied with that blade right there.
Oh no!
Ariel, I swear, if you break Valor,
It's not my fault.
I'm gonna fucking quit.
It's
like,
not my fault.
I'm going to fucking quit.
Here's the deal.
I'm gonna
Here's
be
the deal.
so
Because
fucking
I don't want to
done.
be held responsible.
I'm so fucking done if
Someone's
my other
cutting this
fucking
deck.
blade is destroyed.
Who wants to cut it? I mean, technically it's yours. So,
Yeah.
but you do realize if you cut to that
Yes,
exact
I
same
know.
card.
I know. I know. I know. Enjoy being me because all of you could be in the same place right now.
I know.
So this
I
is
know.
fun.
This is not fair.
This is fun.
This is
this
just a
is
dice
really
roll
fun.
with a dice roll. It's not your fault.
Not being used to wielding the lighter blade.
It breaks.
And amidst your other gear, and really, I'll say, despite the invigoration of being so proficient with blades, dealing with an opponent that is bringing 4 of them, just a constant barrage. You kind of parrying every which way you can, ducking underneath. At some point, you feel your cape, your cloak, kind of begin twisting down around, kind of catching on your arm. You feel your blade snag, and it will take a full action to untangle yourself from the midst of your gear. A far less punishing crit miss, but it will be an action for you to.
And both arms are incapacitated.
You are entangled. Basically, you can't take any actions until you take an action to untangle yourself.
So I've already used my action though, right? Like I can't.
That was in your attack. So this will be as of your next turn. You can't do
Okay.
anything until you take an action.
And
So
let's
that
see.
that will effectively end your. I mean, there's no action that
you
can be
can't
taken
take
at this point.
I can't even move.
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay,
That was fun. That was fun.
wasn't that a blast?
Wasn't that just look around this thing? Okay,
It's
I'm
fun
sorry.
being me
I'm
right
sorry.
now.
I'm not gonna joke right now.
The hand is still extended out in your direction,
I can
albeit
only
a
hope
blade
that it's a
kind of.
dream, and it will all go back to normal.
Yes, right. It's like freaking Super Mario Brothers 2. Hats off if you catch that reference.
It's not like that.
It's not.
It's
not
all.
like
That's the worst ending in video game history, by the way. I don't know if that's not true. It's bad.
I have to think about it, but it's up there.
It's up there.
What's Aster doing?
I got you. And then I'll free Katarina
Oh,
from her cloak.
Okay,
That's
stepping over,
Sacrifice my action.
are you sure?
Yeah. Can I? Yeah.
yanking at the cloak and pulling her. I don't see any reason why one person's action isn't as good as another's.
Yeah.
You move and untangle her. Anything else you got on your turn?
Can I move to be like right behind Cal? Does I move there?
More or less, you can be in both. You can be in a position to untangle her. They're adjacent, so.
Well,
you
so
move
you're the
directly.
actually less. Yeah, so that'd be fine.
Yep.
All right, cool. And that's. I hate
a-
to say it.
A smattering as you move through, a smattering of parchment on the tabletop as the fight now is kind of just breaking out onto this, well, effectively is a boardroom table. I mean, let's be real. As it breaks out, that's going to be the top of initiative, and in that moment,
It's a lot of dice.
you feel a thunderous shudder from outside. And you can see now, looking out of the balcony, the sky has gone black in the portion that you can see. You can see just these black meteorites careening along the countryside, decimating portions of this ancient civilization.
Jesus, man.
Another roll of thunder kind of rolls overhead. You can hear kind of the occasional scream. You watch another torrent of that black energy kind of come tearing through. This one seemingly undeflected by
Bless you.
any form of abjuration or whatever kind of arcane energy was being conjured earlier by the snake people. It's almost a feeling of static electricity that kind of hangs.
That's it.
That kind of hangs in the air. It's a sense. That's the only way. It's an animal sense of knowing that danger is around you, and something that harkens back to your days of wandering naked in the forest. Whatever primal thing that still exists in you knows that things are getting dire in this dreamscape. And with that, Kel, what you got?
We need to finish this, like now.
Okay.
Haru! Again, let's focus this down. So I will, am I the only one next to him? No, you're next to me, right?
You two are engaged with him. Aster is directly behind
But
you.
she's still next to me, right?
Yep. All of you are adjacent.
And the guy is still right next to us, but he can just sort of hop wherever. I don't know. I'll have to leave a way out. So.
What's Kel doing?
Cantrip?
I don't know. I will block and I will teleport her.
Okay. Hunkering down the bastion, the rock that Kel has always been. You have seen him be outside of this dreamscape. As you hunker down, this just serrated insanity of a snake man kind of unleashing steel in your guys' direction. A twitch of the head as the shadows realign themselves. Yours is most important, completely behind you, separate from the others, making good on his earlier promise. And with you kind of just yanking the cloak off as it kind of pulls down, you watch as a blade is kind of raking down on you. The first 4 is going to be against Katarina.
Can I attack him?
You can. Do your thing.
Can he dodge anything? Did he hit?
I'm going to let her roll hers first. Technically, I rolled my first attack.
I don't have to decide on the smite until I hit, right?
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the glory of smite.
The glory of smite. Never waste the smite.
21.
21 will hit.
Ah, we've now discovered the AC.
I want to
Not even keeping track of that.
smite. What's a level 1 smite cost?
A level 1
I mean,
spell.
how many dice?
I want to say 2d8.
I think at this point it's D8.
With the ring of the plus the strength ring that I have, I can upgrade. I'm assuming one of those dice up 1 level.
Yep. Well, not the smite dice, just your
Your
weapon
die.
dice.
So you turn from a 1d6. So it'd be 3d8.
3d8.
Okay.
Not
I'll
a bad,
take that.
Not a bad move. And good remembrance on the...
Well, I
Right?
saw it there.
Get her done.
Okay. Plus 5. 22.
Nice. Good hit.
Radiant.
That's good. Does radiant matter?
It does. You watch the glow of the spearhead as it lurches
That
forward.
might
kind
be a big
of the
deal.
opening, ching, 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 a barrage
All
of blades
your
coming
valor
down
damage is radiant, so I don't understand
In-
why it's
in the direction
It
of...
is all of it
any of the weapon damage is not the sneak attack, but the weapon damages.
has been radiant.
Mm-hmm.
In the direction of Katarina, the spearhead beginning to bloom with light as it finds purchase. You watch as he kind of lurches down, guarding that wound as the spearhead's still inside of him. And you feel kind of a pulse of energy run down your arm, down through the shaft of the spear, terminating at that spearhead. A burst of silver light as you watch a grapefruit-sized hole kind of implode inside of him. A chunk of flesh kind of spiraling out, slapping down onto the table. As he turning back to you, Sarlab is bloodied as
It has happened.
Get it.
he kind of lurching himself off of the spear. You don't even have an opportunity to pull it back, kind of shifting to the side, kind of bucking it off. The barrage continuing down on Katarina. The first is a miss. I'm rolling so many damn crookeds.
Second will be a hit.
Dodge.
Okay. Third will be a miss. Fourth will be a hit. So dodge in the first.
Yep.
So the total would be 14.
Okay.
Second, 12 slashing.
A rain of blades carving in. You can see now at this point that Katerina is rife with lacerations.
She is bloodied too, which
I think it's
The
badly
cloak.
injured for that one.
it is. Oh, it is. Okay, I thought it was bloodied.
With that last strike zipping over back behind Aster, which is actually puts him on the ground proper, not on the table.
Gotcha.
Unleashing the
18.
first is going to be a hit.
I use shield.
Good call. Second will be a miss, which makes the first a miss as well.
Yeah.
Shield and reaction. Third will be a miss. That takes you to 23.
18. Yep. 23.
Is it 18? I thought it was more than 18.
8.
18
No,
plus 5
it's
is
18.
23.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That's for your doctor.
No, I thought. I mean, I'm sorry. I thought the shield was
Plus
higher than-
5.
It's plus 5.
Yeah. Fourth by 1 will be a miss.
Yes.
Nice.
As
Good call.
all of them, you watch kind of this lithe teleportation to the shadow and the grin stretching as he sees his opening, and kind of with your back, still facing that direction.
Easy reaction.
A
Sorry.
blaze of
Yeah.
steel raining down on you, and there's just kind of a sense in your mind, a whisper that possibly isn't of your own thought, as this arcane wall, and kind of it's the first blow that actually has you kind of turning around as the second, third, and fourth all clattering off of this arcane energy. You can see kind of a hiss bubbling up in his throat. Cool. As he sets back down, and that is going to be on to Katerina. What you got?
I'm not seeing this. The cloak thing. I guess it's here.
Yeah, it should be on my person. Well, no.
Oh, then but if it's badly injured, then I'm not quite there yet. I will. So Aster's behind us, and is he behind Aster now?
Yep. He's actually down on the ground.
Thank you. Then I will. So, if I understand correct, orientation in the room, is he towards the stairwell, or is the stairwell the other way?
The stairwell, you guys came up.
The one we need to go up.
The stairwell is parallel to the length of that table, and he is. If this was the table here,
Mm-hmm.
he is down here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are up on here. The stairwell is over here, and the pictogram's here. The balcony's here.
I see.
So he's opposite the table of the balcony. He's on the side of the room that you guys entered from.
Okay. So, can I engage him without leaving Kaldora?
Absolutely.
Then I will.
You got this.
I'm so mad. Okay. Gotta clear my head. Clear my head. Business, baby. All right. I'm gonna scooch up next to him and unleash. Oh, Valor hates me right now. It misses its buddy. It was not a crit miss. It's 15.
Damn it.
Okay, little dagger poke.
As he parries that off, a blade sneaking underneath, looking for the strike, will be a miss. I cannot seem to catch these off-turn hits. It's just not how. It's just not.
I'm
how
gonna
these
do it.
characters
I'm gonna
roll.
do it. I'm gonna riposte.
Unfortunately, you've already used your reaction.
No?
No?
Have I? Not this go.
Not
have
that,
it?
Yeah.
yeah, because it is your turn. Yeah, absolutely.
So you're reacting to the reaction.
Correct.
Ooh, a proper duel is ensuing. The blade kind of lurching down. It's not quick feet that stop the blade from finding purchase. It's a quick wrist as this lithe dagger that you have kind of switching so that it's kind of in a downward grip, catching the end of his blade and driving it back. You find your own opening. Roll it.
Is this Valor though? Because it was Valor that missed that caused this reaction.
It can be any blade you want.
Yeah.
I would
pretty
like
sure,
it to be
so.
Valor.
Yeah. Well, we'll say that the dagger opens the shot up, and
There you
Valor goes for the bite.
All right.
Sure, you don't want it to be the dagger?
Pretty sure.
Okay,
Pretty damn sure.
You are so due a crit. Like, probably 3 crits in a row.
12, 19.
Nope.
19. One of you watch as kind of that wide open, lurching forward, and one of the other 3 arms kind of moving in to parry the blade.
Yeah, and the superior dice is just added to the damage, right? Not the attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The
Golly.
tongue flitting out. As anything else?
Oh
on-
yeah. That was
I-
just one of my attacks.
I figured you had more coming.
So here's the dagger.
Dagger's coming.
Shake him hard.
It's 26.
26 a little. I told you the dagger's where it's at. It's not about the damage, it's about the
Can I
hit.
sneak attack?
Actually, you're not wrong.
You can, but I would say consider that you have another round of attacks too. But
Does
you
the
could
sneak
miss.
attack?
But why would you not sneak
Change
attack this?
Just because it's on a D4. It really doesn't.
It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't
The
matter
sneak
that
Okay.
attack
much.
damage is
Then
the same.
I while I have the hit, I'm gonna use it.
Yep.
Fire it up.
Okay. Oh, ouch.
That's
Um,
brutal.
This is not a very good
11,
roll. This
three
is not a
ones.
very good encounter.
11.
Feels unbalanced.
Yeah, 1v3 and we're just fucking choking on it.
I like
right
to say
now.
it because I know I can't do much.
Well, we aren't us, so it's just
Everyone's
and
out
we're
of- out of their
exhausted.
sorts and exhausted. What's total?
11.
because we have this is
And
there's many floors to go.
No,
I
that was
don't
dagger.
wanna blow
Never mind.
all my spell slots.
I did. It's Sarlov, so I figured. That's the only spell slot I had left.
Okay,
That's it.
I get another attack. Yeah.
That was round 1.
That
of
was
attacks.
round
You
1.
still got
Not really yet. Not yet. Not yet. It's warming up though. It's warming up. It's getting there. It's just gonna. I missed that one too.
one more for the dagger, though.
Dagger! Shake. Nope. 18.
A series of parries, a near impenetrable wall of steel. When he's kind of in the groove of his thing, dealing with 4 hands, and you would guess that it's probably the equivalent of dealing with probably 3 total combatants. I mean, he is so adept with utilizing these blades. Where you find an opening towards the back, you can see kind of those limber snake-like limbs kind of reaching back to parry from every angle. With that, we jump over to
Pause.
Okay.
I would like to. Yeah, I kind of do. I would like to do a second wind as a bonus action.
nice. Yeah, I guess you didn't use your bonus for anything.
Okay.
Not bad.
Something.
Okay. You watch kind of the trading of blows, mostly steel on steel over the course of their 2 turns. And you can see that Aster inside Katarina's form kind of finding her own, a second wind kind of drumming up as you begin kind of finding the rhythm of this opponent. A place that I think for any swordsman is that plateau you want to find yourself at, where now you can begin dissecting that rhythm and deciding where you can find your opportunities. Jumping over to Aster, what you got?
Alright, fine. I didn't want to do this, but I think we're gonna have to.
Do it.
I cast Hold Monster.
He's not a monster, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Let it rip.
Okay, roll. Wisdom save.
What's the DC?
17. He's a monster.
With a 3, his body goes rigid. The torrent of steel whirling around suddenly freezes.
That's my last level 5 spell slot.
It's worth it.
You can see kind of fighting against it as best he can. You feel kind of another shudder in the world. And he is held.
All right. He will make a saving throw. He has a chance to break it at the when he move when it's his turn. Until then, from what I understand, unleash hell. You get he is paralyzed. You get advantage. So
All right.
Yay!
Yay! Indeed.
I think that's right.
You can see his
She's ready.
body rigid, his eyes kind of looking upward, pleading
Yeah.
up towards the sky.
Okay. First up is Kel, I think.
I'll make my
It's at
first-
the end of his turn, correct?
I'll make sure, but I'm pretty darn sure it's you.
I'm almost positive it is.
I'd like to make my first round of attack.
With advantage.
Yeah.
19 and a 1. So 19 plus 9, 28.
It's going to be a hit.
He's just a d6, right?
Good.
2. So 7.
Held in position, you can see the opening that you
Radiant.
worked for, and you.
Isn't it?
I think it's only
That's on
smite.
the
That's
smite.
yeah.
Oh.
You watch as the muscle fibers kind of twitch down that limb, and you can see the wrist just flit where he would, you can see the body wanting to react in parry, and you watch kind of held still as it's a little bit morbid as the spear, just this thing, this pinata of a creature kind of held there as the spear lurching in, pulling out. I'm sorry, what was the first image?
7.
Yes. And with advantage on the second, it'll be 21 on the attack dice.
He's going to hit.
5 plus 5 is 10. That one.
All right, both of those lurching out. You watch this kind of the first one, and still in that kind of cloud of rage is the best word I have for it, but certainly, the tinkling glitter of steel cascading through the room, still hanging in your mind. The first blade kind of jutting out, and again, you can see kind of these muscle fibers doing everything in their power to do something about it, but yet the creature holds still as the first spearhead plunges in, drawing back out. You could see kind of a desperation beginning to flit in the eyes of the second one, kind of pushing in and drawing back out. You can see a tear of musculature and scale as blood begins kind of gushing out down the front of this thing, pooling onto the floor. That's going to be...
Do you want to do anything else?
Tunnel fighter. I don't know if that matters. but
Yeah,
I have a
might as well.
bonus action. so
Yeah,
I might
you
as well.
always do it when you can.
Okay.
That's his turn, I think.
His turn begins, and you can see kind of his eyes still, and it's a strain even to draw those upward.
Miss.
And you can see a sense, an optimism in his visage. Sirkar, please.
17. Damn it.
He remains rigid, and you watch as that optimism bleeds heavily. You can see even some of the iridescence of scale dulls a little as
I
this-
laugh in a very malicious, just horrific way. It's
All right, this is rogue
he
opportunity
I'm
right here.
super ready. I'm so ready.
remains locked in place.
good.
All right.
Eat steel.
Katarina will smirk. But that's all. And just. Yeah. Put.
Could be 2 ones.
Don't.
Could be.
It's gonna be all
Could be
crits.
two. Could be two
Crits.
ones.
I'm critting
Valor
with
is
Valor
destroyed.
right
You
now.
are
Could be-
so.
could be all ones, Valor's
Dude,
destroyed.
We're not critting, but that's
that's the first.
22.
2 will hit.
That's Valor. So Radiant, and I haven't. I did use Sneak Attack already, yeah?
No,
But you're
it's
in a new
it's
round.
your
You're in a new
turn.
round.
Okay, so I will do that.
Pretty gross.
Does that
to be
make
able to
Sneak
die.
Attack Radiant?
Excellent. No.
No, just the weapon
just the
damage.
weapon.
damage.
I'm gonna do that separately then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
11 Radiant.
That's weapon. Okay.
Yeah, 11 Radiant. Oh, wait. 11 plus 6. Sorry. Right? Because the weapon is plus 6.
Yeah, but this 6 isn't radiant.
Oh.
I wouldn't think.
So that's fine.
I would add that to your
I've done
sneak
the
attack.
math for the 11 at least. So.
Okay.
But adding 6 to that.
9,
So
10, 13, 19.
Nice.
So 19 on top of the 11.
So 30 damage for your first.
30 for the farce. All right.
You got this.
Dagger.
Dagger.
Poke,
Dagger.
poke. 20. Did we say that was a miss?
It's a miss.
So advantage. Same roll.
Wow.
Golly gee. All right, back to Valor.
At least you got your sneak attack off. That's all that matters.
26. Valor.
it's technically with advantage if you want to roll. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Hey,
I
you
do
never
might get
know.
that crit.
Oh, nope.
You are so doomed.
You watch as the first blade, even kind of clipping his, and it just kind of lists there in the air before raking down a massive gouge, opening up in a spray of blood onto the ground. You can see now that kind of reptilian tears, not of pain or defeat, but of being forsaken. You can see the eyes just holding skyward, waiting for some deliverance that as of yet is not coming. Go ahead and
All right. Valor's damage is 6. Plus 6. 6 of it is radiant, so. And then dagger time.
Dagger time.
Dagger time. 22.
Just a d4 plus 6.
Yeah.
Could be 10.
a lot of damage.
Rogues, dude.
3 plus 5.
6.
It's, well,
It's not magical.
dagger.
So 8 more.
8 more.
You watch kind of a flurry, still moving through all the movements, although he's gone rigid. The same movements that would have dissected his footwork, would have dissected all of the blade work, each of them clearly finding purchase, a slash with kind of a thrust of the dagger, and you watch as a geyser of blood, an opening. You can see kind of the bone of rib as more and more flesh kind of tatters away. The eyes still pleading upward, and he is near death. He kind of collapses down to one knee, into a borderline position of prayer. If he could bring his hands together as your turn ends, he is near death.
Aster, I believe you can do the honors.
All right. Is he still holding his hand out for my the stone? Is there one hand?
You need to teabag him.
Never mind.
You can see
Hi,
that
internet.
the blade is there, the hand extended in your direction,
Yeah.
though a tone and tenor that is nothing like it was at the beginning of
Right.
this encounter.
I am going to cast Shocking Grasp as I grab the hand.
Is this a
Cantrip.
gentle grasp? Is this what does this look like in terms of?
This is like a malicious, almost gentle, as
Kind of slowly curling your fingers under
as
his-
lightning starts to crackle from my
as you
fingertips.
see kind of arcs kind of crackling down around your torso. You can see them beginning to coalesce down your arm.
Advantage. Jesus. No, that's a miss.
Oh,
No. And everything already.
You
Oh.
did. You did.
Reaching out. Anything else?
You might have. You don't have to keep that, I don't think.
No, but I'm not gonna sacrifice my last lucky. Would we all have another round?
Oh, well, one of us does.
No, so Cal's going, and then he makes it. Even if he saves, we still get to attack.
It's at the end of this turn.
Yeah, so I'm not. Yeah.
Nope, that's great.
Reaching out.
I think you will get this. I think Katarina and Cal will get this.
Whether it's the finally heard pleas of this emissary of darkness, or just pure coincidence, reaching out, you watch as almost like a static shock, it arcs to the blade and kind of runs up and kind of carries up into the stonework of the pyramid. And you kind of look at it and go like, well, that's not how it's supposed to work.
I don't know what this spell does, but I'm pretty sure this is not it.
You've seen it in action before, but it didn't go like that.
Right.
And, but you watch as it arcs upwards. No smugness, no hiss, no cackle from the creature. In fact, with kind of every pump of his heart, more of him is leaking onto the floor around him. And that's going to take us to the top of initiative as Kel, steaming still.
6 and a 7, so my first attack misses. You guys are dirty.
I think
Drawing-
there's something about rolling two at once, though.
There it is. Okay, so 13 plus 9, 22. That should
22.
Yeah,
All
2
right,
at once
girl.
is dangerous.
Drawing the spear back.
Get some, Cal.
Infield crit. So 6 plus 5 is 11.
The eyes still looking upward. You can see to the ceiling. Your form envelops impossible vision of the sky, of the ceiling, and the shadow of sapien rage hangs over him. The glint of spear, his eyes kind of drawing down, and in the moment in which they might catch it is when kind of through the side of the creature's face, kind of its head jutting back as the spear forcing its way out of the back of the head, yanking back through, and you watch as kind of the slightly elongated neck, the form of this creature, slumps forward on the ground, silent and
You incapacitate him. Yeah.
I should have done it earlier, but that's something weird. Yeah.
the shadows dissipating, and you watch as his form kind of dissolves into shadow itself, leaving the four blades and what seems to be a marble of sorts.
I take it all.
A glass.
All of it.
I reverently bend a knee to my fallen Lightbringer
I'm gonna scoop
and
the
gather.
shards.
No, I'm gonna scoop the shards of valor, or not valor. Sorry, Lightbringer.
You're going to collect the shards?
I want to, hold Lightbringer.
What are you guys doing as she's
I
collecting
want to
up the
investigate the marble.
I would like to go to the door and inspect it.
pieces? The doorway. Up?
Doorway up. Can I-
Roll an investigation as you're looking at that, and what is it that you're looking at about the door?
Is it locked?
Witness beep.
Nice.
In your investigation, are you touching the marble? Or are you just looking at it?
I'm gonna look at it first before I touch it.
Well, with that roll. Does that roll in? Are you interacting with it anyway with that roll? Or are you purely looking at it as it stands?
I'm gonna live dangerously. I'm gonna pick it up.
Can you guys step out of the room, please?
Oh, goodness.
I don't get these very often, internet. Phase to be the wizard.
reaching out, you can see much like the serpent's eye, albeit almost a near inversion, whereas the serpent's eye is more of kind of a yellowish amber hue with kind of this sliver of black in it. This is a black marble with a sliver of amber.
Okay.
As you touch it, the world draws away around you. You find yourself standing on a precipice, the wind whipping through your hair, still in your childlike form, your robes tussled around you, and through kind of the storm, the black of cloud above you, a face lowers itself through, massive, a stone statue.
I see you now.
And I see you.
It would seem as our love was not worthy of my gifts. You have a choice. You are not the child you seem. And while I am a god, I can admit when the tide is turning, when there is hope for my enemy. This marble, the Eye of Sirkar, when the time comes, do not place the serpent's eye in the crown. Place my eye, and you will be rewarded. Tell me, Kel Bastano, what is it you want in this world?
What do I want? I wish none of this has happened. I wish I was a cook. I wish I worked in a bar. But that's not what this world has delivered me. I have seen nothing but pain and destruction, and to sit by and let this pain and destruction happen will not happen on my watch. What do I want? I want all the evil in the world to go away. Are you not the evil? Can you destroy yourself?
Am I not the evil? What do you know of my sister? That she cowers in this place to avoid justice, the murder of my brother.
Well, I'm sure you have all the reasons in the world to do what you're doing, as all evil things have justified their actions before in the past. But it does not take a genius, which I am, thanks to the body I now inhabit, to see you take advantage of those. You use and manipulate. Those are not the forces of good.
So there is nothing you desire.
I desire plenty, but none I want from you.
Very well. But know that while Sirimol may have power over this place, my reach extends into your world. You may not want my gifts, but I assure you, you do not want my punishment.
As I've learned, every action has a consequence. I don't know what it will be.
I leave the decision to you, Elmbastano. You will live with the consequences of your actions.
As you draw back, placing the marble into your pocket alongside the other.
Okay.
You now hold both the Serpent's Eye and the Eye of Sirkar. And if you would grab them from upstairs.
Absolutely.
As you draw back a heavy
No.
Shudder.
Don't do that.
So we've almost failed, basically.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to. There's 2 more floors to
Yeah.
go.
Can we just dash? But hold on,
As-
did I
Hang
pick
on,
up,
you
like,
didn't roll any dice.
I didn't need to.
I hate you.
I told you there's consequences to your interactions in this space, and some that would advance its corruption and some that would mitigate it.
I'll keep my mouth shut, but that doesn't make sense to me. But
We've done a great job of advancing the corruption
Apparently.
here.
I
We're
guess
really
so
my
good, you
conversation made it stronger.
Okay, have I gathered my baby?
With that, you guys gather your things and continue.
Up the stairs. All the pieces. It's very, very important to me that I get all the pieces.
You can give me an investigation check if you want to take the time to attempt to collect all the pieces. It will be an arduous task given the number that are there.
I will take as much as I can find and go. Does it feel like the darkness is setting in after that?
I mean, it's been feeling that way increasingly, but it's entirely up to you. Either make an investigation check to collect them up, or don't.
I'm collecting what I can see. Moving to the door.
Okay, give me an investigation.
I don't think investigation is high on your skill list. 8.
Oh.
Minus
I missed
2.
like 10 pieces.
You
Great.
You collect up what you can see, but I mean, you can hold in one hand the remnants of Lightbringer and kind of pocketing them. The group rallies, making their way up to the next floor, and that is unfortunately where we're going to have to wrap things up. Anything you got for everyone at home?
We love you. For those of you who got to watch that interaction between me and
Emotionally
Tom.
traumatic.
Which is everybody.
Yeah.
There's no, there will be nobody,
That's
including
true.
them. Really, they can watch it.
Yeah, you
once
can
it
watch
comes
it
out
all.
too.
You'll see what I said.
happened?
I'll tell you later.
What happened?
I won't tell him later. Don't worry. It's between me and Tom. It's one of those special moments.
It's a moment.
I'm glad you guys had a moment.
We
outside of
hugely,
Tuesday.
we hugely appreciate you guys joining us here for the
I'm so
Rovers.
sad.
I know. I'm
So
sorry.
So sad.
Yeah, a little, some loss, some things getting dire, but such are exactly the conditions in which heroes rise to the occasion.
Heroes.
Heroes or
Heroes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us this time. Until next time, the world is yours.